Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer-term market update for Ethereum, and we're going to be talking about how we have the first real bearish sign on this weekly chart with a big fake out and a deviation above the range highs at $1,920, the highs from back here in August. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. I'm fairly active over there with crypto content as well. So I do want to first state that though this is a bearish look here on the weekly chart, my longer term view into say the next 1 to 2 years is still very bullish. I still think all-time highs for Ethereum is very realistic, and we could very well see a new bull run in this cycle. But in the shorter term, when I'm looking here at this weekly chart, there is a very clear deviation and fake out above the previous range highs at $1,920. Again, the highs from back here in August. If you want to extend this level back even further, it has also been support and resistance going back here to 2021. That was the key resistance in February, resistance here in March, and then that level flipped into support in May, June, and July of 2021. So overall, this is a pretty key level of support and resistance, and that really makes this deviation even more important. So what's happened is we had the breakout. We had the breakout in the middle of April where the weekly candle closed at $2,100. We discussed the idea of a breakout and how if we wanted to be bullish, we had to see continuation higher, or at the very least consolidation, really just holding the gains and holding the breakout point. But unfortunately, what's happened here is the next following weekly candle came right back under the breakout point. It wiped out the gains from the previous week, and it confirmed this as a fake out, and then since we have flipped that into resistance on the last weekly candle, basically rejecting here at the highs right around $1,940. And this is just naturally a bearish sign when you have a big breakout that really fails to see any progress. It's a sign that the momentum is starting to slow down, and really we should have had a bigger reaction off of this breakout. And a great example of this, and one of the more recent ones that we pointed out on the channel as well, was the one for Bitcoin back here in the end of 2022. Now this was actually the opposite side, so this was very bullish, but it was the same exact concept where we had a key level of support from the first low right here in June of 2022, right around 17.5K. That was the point where we bounced and then went all the way up to 25K. And then the price broke down below that level during the FTX crash. You can see it had some consolidation under that, and we had the fake out to the upside where instead of seeing progress and continuation further down, we just had a big candle basically reclaiming that level and then flipping it back into support. So that's sort of more or less the idea where we have a key level, the price breaks it, fails to see any progression, and then it can reclaim it. Same exact thing is playing out here to the upside with Ethereum, and it's just in the reverse direction while this is a little bit more of a bearish sign. Now that being said, I'm very open to the idea that this is something that we don't have to worry about. Maybe it's just a slight and subtle higher high as a result of Bitcoin just having much better performance and Ethereum being a little bit weaker. So in that case, if Ethereum is later coming back above and reclaiming this level once again, so for example, something like this, then this is completely invalidating the fake out. And if we have a move reclaiming this level at $1,940 on the weekly chart, then in the short to medium term, we are once again looking bullish. But until that happens, we are still below this level. And as of the last weekly candle, this is resistance as of this rejection. So I think you have to be sort of aware and prepared for the scenario that maybe this is a local high and we do have a little bit more of downside ahead of us. Now, if we're looking at the longer term time frame, this could still be very bullish, and that's exactly my thoughts. I think that Ethereum will at some point in, say, the next year reach its all-time highs. So if we're looking out into, say, the next few months, this could potentially be a way we could have another higher low or another retest. So maybe we have a rejection and then we come back down, retesting the $1,400 range, for example, just as an arbitrary number where we could see some support and demand start to hold. Then we could have a later move back up higher. But in the short term, as long as this deviation and this fake out holds, I do think it is a little bit more bearish. So just keep an eye on that. Again, this is not too long term. It's more or less just how I'm viewing the last few weeks with this fake out above the $1,920, $1,940 level of resistance. But again, if Ethereum is later coming up here into the next few weeks, reclaiming that level once again, then I think we could target the next level of resistance. And this is one we talked about in the breakout point, the next major level being around $2,500. So both levels to be very aware of, but in the short term, I do have to favor the downside just because of this deviation. Again, it's a very powerful signal, especially in crypto. I can find these all over the chart. There's another one here at the all-time highs. Bitcoin had a deviation above the first peak at 64K. and you can just see how quickly that reversed the trend. So that's just what we're dealing with. I hope you guys enjoyed the content and the analysis, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.